In 1984, Japan found itself in the grip of one of the most unsettling and audacious criminal campaigns in its history. A year-long reign of terror that left corporations shaken, law enforcement humiliated, and the public in a state of near panic. This was not a lone killer, or a typical criminal ring. It was a group that called themselves the Monster with 21 Faces, and their targets were some of Japan's most trusted household names, starting with Glico, the beloved candy and snack giant. It all began in March 1984, with the shocking abduction of Glico's president, Katsuhisa Ezaki, from his own home in Kakamigahara. In the dead of night, masked men broke in, tied up his wife and child, and whisked him away at gunpoint. They demanded a 2.5 billion yen ransom, and for days Japan watched in horror. But in a dramatic twist, Ezaki managed to escape his captors, though he remained traumatized, and the kidnapping marked the beginning of something far worse. Just days after Ezaki vanished, letters arrived at Glico's headquarters. Signed by the Monster with 21 Faces, they mocked the company's security and claimed possession of cyanide. This was no bluff. The group leaked news that they had secretly laced Glico's flagship Pocky chocolate sticks with cyanide, placing them on store shelves to sow fear, not just in the company, but in every consumer who munched on a snack. The panic was immediate. Glico products were pulled from stores nationwide. Investigations began in earnest as law enforcement scrambled to track the perpetrators. Meanwhile, the Monster escalated its tactics. They began targeting other corporate giants, Morinaga, Maridai Ham, House Foods, each threatened with new poisonings or product sabotage. Flavoured letters arrived at headquarters and in newspapers, filled with taunts, demands, and eerie confidence. One chilling letter in 1985 read, "Dear dumb police officers, don't tell a lie. All crimes begin with a lie, as we say in Japan. Don't you know that?" Signed ominously as the Monster with 21 Faces, these letters served a dual purpose. They terrorized the companies and undermined public trust in Japan's prosecutorial system. Composite sketches emerged, most notably the fox-eyed man seen lurking near a ransom drop location. Yet every lead ended in dead ends. Investigators admitted to being outmaneuvered, the company insiders terrified, and consumers petrified of buying candy. The stress of the case reached a breaking point in August 1985. The superintendent of Shiga Prefectural Police, Shoji Yamamoto, took his own life by self-immolation, leaving a note expressing shame at his failure to capture the group. It was a grim punctuation to the police's inability to solve the case. The Monster responded with yet another letter, coldly congratulating the institution for knowing shame, but promising they hadn't seen the worst yet. Yet with Yamamoto's death, the Monster with 21 Faces abruptly shut down their campaign. No further letters, no new poisonings, no final ransom, just silence. The group simply vanished, disappearing into the annals of unsolved crime. In the decades since, theorists have proposed countless identity clues, disgruntled ex-employees, Yakuza operatives exploiting corporate blackmail, even radical leftist splinter groups. Some believe insiders at Glico or Morinaga were involved, armed with intimate knowledge of production lines and distribution routes. Others suggest the group was a network of opportunistic thrill-seekers rather than a formal criminal entity. The fox-eyed man remains the most recognizable face of the case, a haunting sketch of a man who may have been the mastermind or simply a patsy. Despite the passage of time, the Monster's letters remain in archival exhibits. The chilling tone and unnerving confidence embedded in them are reminders that the perpetrators were never amateurs. They were orchestrators of a campaign built on fear and precision, Corporate giant Glico lost millions in recall costs and security upgrades. Morinaga and others threw away products and revamped procedures. But even the billions of yen lost paled in comparison to the public's shattered confidence in Japan's invulnerability to corporate sabotage. Today, the monster with 21 faces ranks among Japan's greatest unsolved mysteries, a case where power, paranoia, and poison collided. It's a story not of gruesome murders, but of a silent predator who used fear as a weapon, targeting brands and consumers alike. No bodies were found, no final confrontation recorded, and no resolution ever delivered. It's as if the crime was orchestrated by a phantom whose only legacy was chaos. Over 40 years later, Japan still wonders who they were, if they ever existed as a formal group, or scattered individuals working in concert, and why they abruptly ended the campaign. Investigative commissions have reopened files. New documentaries dig through archival letters and psychological profiling, but the answer remains elusive. The monster with 21 faces left behind no confession, no manifestos, just questions that fester in shadowy corners of corporate boardrooms and dusty police libraries. This case isn't just history, it's a warning. It proves how fragile trust can be, how intangible threats can cause real-world havoc, and how a few anonymous voices can break global systems of commerce and confidence, all without firing a shot, without spilling a single drop of blood.